morning and welcome to today's video. In about 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be cycling across Australia with Chris. I'm on my way to meet him now because we haven't done any planning whatsoever. Just haven't had time. I've got my laptop with me, we're going to sit down, make a plan, and it'll all be fine.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's video. Well, we've had a bit of a cock up, haven't we?
My laptop doesn't like working.
It's Friday, it's rest day.
So things are not exactly going to plan. We're going to have to go back to my house, plug my laptop in, do it from there. Looking very tanned. All right.
I'm great.
Hula hoop.
Yeah. If someone could sort me out a hula hoop sponsorship, I'd be eternally grateful. They solved it.
Energy, I'm going to fight off this wasp.
Yeah, why is there so many wasps?
Break the pot.
Right. Doesn't turn on unless you plug it in for 1 second and then it works. Right, what are we doing?
We're gonna
Ride across Australia.
In how many days? Just over 2 weeks. Starting in Perth, going to Adelaide and dropping down into Melbourne. 19 days of riding are planned.
Not quite the whole way across, but we're only missing the last little bit, and if we finish in Melbourne, we get to hang out with Liana and Cycling Maven and whoever else is there. So this video is brought to you by Komoot. As some of you already know, I've worked with Komoot in the past on a few of the other bikepacking trips, so Project USA. We planned the whole thing using the Komoot app. We're going to be doing the same thing for Australia because it is legit really, really good, and I couldn't imagine any other way that we plan.
I used it for Silk Road Mountain Race last year.
Yeah.
And they became a sponsor of that race this year, which is fantastic because there's lots of roads which are very unplanned, and I think a lot of the data that was taken from last year's races has really helped them to grow their visibility there.
Ooh. That's the nice thing, it's like a community driven thing, isn't it? So people can put their highlights and everything, but let's see.
I might have done quite a lot of planning for us, Francis.
I was so worried.
I've broken Australia down into 19 days of riding, starting in Perth, following the coast, and then to Adelaide, and then dropping down into Melbourne. The distance wise is quite varied, and how I've done it is I've tried to plan it on the basis that in Australia there's a lot of national parks where we're going, because we're running sort of along the south coast. I've tried to find the funniest named places to stop that have a, let's call it a B&B. It sounds funny, it's not a B&B. Somewhere where we can actually stop and rest and get cleaned and everything like that.
You're gonna wash?
The bit that's really useful about Komoot is to break down way types, so the surfaces, and basically trying to see what kind of road it is. So I've tactically tried to do this. It is primarily on road, but there's a chance we might have a bit off road. So
there's a reason most of the bikepacking lot use Komoot as their main tool for planning routes, because it's all community driven. Other people that have already done those routes can drop down points of interest or highlights, as we'll be able to when we're on the route ourselves. So you can see if there's going to be water stops. The road surface should be accurate as well, so we can see if it's a bit of gravel, if it's completely off-road like single track. We want to avoid single track. But most importantly, you can find places like this. Cocklebiddy Cave.
We're going into Cocklebiddy. I put this on, you can change the map, so I put it onto Google Satellite, so you can kind of see how deserty is. What we're going for on this section, which looks really long, it is really long. This is 330k, but I know you can see in the elevation, it's basically downhill.
The whole day?
For the whole day.
What's this thing here?
This is a cave, no data on it yet.
So someone else has dropped that there?
Someone else has dropped that on there. So there's got to be something here of interest. We'll find out when we're there.
When we did the one through the desert, the world's biggest thermometer was the waypoint that we were trying to find.
Do you reckon Australia has the second biggest thermometer? What's been really good that someone else has put on here is this little red dot. If we click on Widgie Tavern, Dave has written, Roadhouse with fantastic food offerings and very cheap accommodation. Watch out for the spider in the dunny. He's added some photos, so we know what we're actually looking for inside.
You know they've got Fosters.
They've got Fosters. No, they've got an outside toilet and a massive spider in it. Holy monkeys. So knowing that's theirs, that's a point for us to stop and get some food and some drink.
Do you reckon like we can get a selfie with that spider and then put it on this same picture feed?
100%. This is day 8, which is 346k. It's a long day on the bike. Right, Komoot reckons it's about 13 hours of riding. We should be able to do that. 430 metres up. 310 metres down. It's lovely. And this basically runs along the coast. What's going to be cool, because we're probably going to be some of the first people to do some of these roads, like who are using Komoot, so we'll be able to add a load of information to the service for anyone else who wants to do it, which is great. When I've been planning, this is a stretch that basically runs along the south side of Australia. So what we've done is I've basically got a start point. I basically know we need to go that way. So Click on there. Set destination. Continue that. Bosh. What we could do here now is select our method of transport. So we're definitely not hiking, bike touring, mountain biking, road cycling, or running. So if we go bike touring, and then you could also click on the drop down and select if it's gravel riding or normal riding. I just normally auto put it to gravel riding because off-road's fun.
We're going to have the right tyres for that anyway.
We're going to have the right tyres for that.
Just in case, you know.
Ask you your fitness.
Drag it down. Average couch potato, there we go.
That's couch potatoes. This is 30 hours of riding basically. Generally speaking, I can see that the majority of this is a state road, so I know the road surface is going to be pretty good. To confirm that, and then get the surfaces broken down, majority is asphalt. As you can see, I basically let Komoot plan that route and that ride, and what I then do is like almost a kind of a sanity check on it. So I'd go to satellite, get into details and actually try and see what the road looks like and kind of what there is around there. Doing this, you can start to see an idea of if there's any like towns or villages or anything basically where you can start to find somewhere to get some food and water. So just going on this route now, I've already found a point where I can add a waypoint into this.
Satellite thing is actually really useful, and especially useful for Vietnam. So James has been planning that trip for us as well. And there's one section which had a bridge that we weren't quite sure about. We zoomed in on it on the satellite image and saw that the bridge wasn't actually finished yet.
That very clearly is a small town. If we zoom right into that, I can drop a point there and just include it on the route. That means we just know that's a point of reference of interest. I just picked a point randomly, saying roughly to Yalata. And I can see here, it's kind of got off trail. This dotty bit means that you'd have to walk there, but I do want to go to the roadhouse, which is there. So I can click on my B, pull my B along.
Literally just drag and drop.
As you see, it says Yalata Roadhouse, public water fountain, parking. So I know for a fact that there is a place there to sleep, to eat, and to buy petrol for my engine. 19 days worth.
19 legs.
Well, technically I've done 25 legs. We're not going to do all 25. 19 legs takes us to Melbourne.
You're going to have your new bike in time.
If it's done. It's currently a pile of tubes. So
oh man.
It could still be a pile of tubes when we go. And in that case, I won't take it.
We'll go to Lewisham. Right, it's now time for me to head over to Lewisham. Max has got a new bike shop. This is amazing. Check it out. All right, mate. You guys have got a bike shop. Show me around.
Can we give it a tour? Who's starting here? I mean, we've obviously got to have the essentials. You've got to have parts and accessories and places to sit, to put your beers and potentially coffees. A few bits and bobs. There's got a lot to come in here, a lot to go up on the walls, a lot more products and accessories to be put in place. Obviously, we've had about 3.5 short weeks to get this all from empty shell of a room to what you see now. So
a massive workshop space.
We've opted to go for 2 complete tool walls, almost mirrored. So we have like a few specialist tools on either side, kind of playing to our strengths and what we're best at in the workshop. We have enough here to do pretty much anything to your bike. Anything you want, we can do it in this workshop.
What spurred the decision? You guys were both working at London Velo, as a lot of my viewers knew.
Yeah, well, it was. It's been a dream for a long time. It's, everyone who works in the industry always wants their own shop. We decided to get ourselves together, get organised, get our planning going. Financially, we were looking able to do it, and then the last key factor was the place. This place came on the market, it was available, it was affordable, and the landlord was happy with what we wanted to do with it. So we didn't waste any time, and we got straight in here.
Mate, you've even got a garden.
We've even got a garden. It's not much, we've thrown a lick of paint around it, so don't touch any walls. But yeah, this is it.
Brilliant, what a fantastic space.
This is the start of it anyway. This is our canvas. We've built a bit onto it, but yeah, we've got a lot further to go, I think.
She's riding over with her bike, which she's leaving here for you to see.
Is that our first customer?
First customer, yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
I've already got my complaint email written, but I'm just doing it for you, practice. Although you don't get any complaints, do you?
We've got
Just me.
cold coatings as a kind of housewarming gift they've given us. Not only these lovely t-shirts, but a £100 gift voucher. It's like if you really piss off a customer, just give them to one of them and you'll really get it.
So more reason to complain then. Don't tell anyone that ever again.
Just
Doesn't give a shit, does he?
He's famous, he is.
He just does his own. He's like,
Maurice.
you're in a bike shop, this is my turf now. He spent more time in a bike shop than you have.
So yeah, new bike shop. The Cyclery Lewisham. Just check it out. Outro.
Alright, we'll find out. There we go.